Black Hollow National Park was not on most maps. Locals called it cursed. For the last 50 years, hikers, campers, and even rescue rangers had vanished within its borders. Rumors told of ghost lights, whispering trees, and creatures that mimicked the voices of loved ones. A group of 5 documentary filmmakers, Jack, director, Ava, producer, Nate, sound, Mia, on-camera host, and Sam, editor and drone pilot, planned to make their name by uncovering the truth. Their idea was simple: spend 3 days deep inside the forest, retracing the last known steps of a missing hiker from 1993. The documentary would be titled The Hollow Truth. They filmed their departure, lighthearted and full of confidence. By nightfall, the woods had swallowed them. As they set up camp the first night, their motion sensor lights flickered without cause. Trees creaked, even in windless stillness. Mia recorded a short segment about the trail's history when a voice, faint but unmistakable, whispered her name from the tree line. "Did you hear that?" she asked, but no one had. That night, the drone captured something no one noticed until later: a humanoid figure, tall and impossibly still, standing just inside the tree line for over 20 minutes. By morning, something felt wrong. Time didn't seem to flow normally. Watches and phones glitched. GPS failed entirely. Still, they pushed forward. Nate found moss-covered stone totems nestled between roots, twisted figures with gaping mouths and antler-like horns. Ava, curious, touched one. Her nose began bleeding instantly. She laughed it off. Everyone else was visibly disturbed. "We're on to something real," Jack insisted. "Keep rolling." They followed faint carvings on tree trunks deeper into the woods, markings they later realized matched a dead language Mia would only recognize later in post as Proto-Nordic runes. The deeper they went, the more the trees bent inward as if growing to trap them. That night, they heard children crying in the dark. They checked their audio footage afterward. The cries became a distorted version of Mia's own voice saying, "Help me." Jack found a clearing where the trees grew in a perfect circle. In the center stood a massive moss-covered idol. Around its base were bones, human and animal, gnawed and broken. They filmed it for an hour. Later, the footage revealed the idol blinking. Tension rose. Sam refused to continue. Ava sleepwalked miles into the forest and was found kneeling before a tree with her hands covered in blood, not her own. She claimed she was just listening. The group reviewed a night vision camera from outside the tent. Ava had stood in the clearing for hours, whispering in a language none of them understood. Her voice, however, was overlaid with dozens of others. Jack wanted to keep going. "We're documenting real supernatural phenomena." Nate confronted him, said they needed to leave. The next morning, Nate was gone. No signs of a struggle. His gear was left behind. Trees began appearing with freshly carved runes, different from before. The forest was watching. The shadows lingered too long. Drones malfunctioned. Batteries drained instantly. Then the whispering returned, this time from every direction. At one point, they all heard Nate screaming in the distance, but the screams looped like a tape on repeat. When they followed the sound,
They found a clearing with nothing but Nate's jacket hanging from a branch. Beneath it, the moss idol had grown. Now, it had 5 mouths.
Mia broke first. She stopped speaking entirely. Her camera footage turned surreal, blurry, off-angle, erratic. She filmed the trees, her own feet, and hours of static. Ava became obsessed with the runes, sketching them repeatedly in her journal, on tree bark, even her own skin. Her eyes were black beneath with sleeplessness, her fingers raw from scratching. Jack was the last to admit defeat. His interviews became erratic, almost evangelical. "We're not lost," he said to the camera. "We've been chosen." One night, Sam awoke to find everyone gone. The fire had burned out. The air was deathly silent. Then, the motion sensors all triggered at once. He turned the camera toward the trees. Dozens of eyes stared back. He ran. He found the totem clearing again. Jack stood naked before the idol, whispering. Ava and Mia were on their knees, murmuring in dead tongues. The idol began to move. Sam screamed, turned the camera on himself, and shouted, "This is real! We're not alone! If you find this footage..." Something lunged. A year later, a search team found a battered backpack at the edge of the forest. Inside, a water-damaged camcorder with one intact SD card. The footage was leaked online, cut and edited into a viral 37-minute video titled The Holotapes. Skeptics said it was brilliant found footage horror. Others swore it was real. Frame-by-frame analysis revealed things the naked eye missed. Extra limbs behind characters, impossible shadows, faces in trees. The final frame, never aired in the video, showed the idol, now grown 20 feet tall, eyes open, mouths smiling, and a new face growing on its park, Sam's. Black Hollow was closed indefinitely, but every few years, new hikers vanish, new footage surfaces. The Hollow is never done feeding.